the scenes, because there was a case somewhere just before we captured the Kigali. There was, many people were killed, and then these genociders brought caterpillars, and they dug a big hole, and they were powering, caterpillars were just pushing people they had killed into this dump, there were about 3,000 bodies they had been pushing into that. But our soldiers reached the place and they found people who had been injured but not completely dead, about 14 of them. They brought them out from the dead bodies.
They were in the grave, in the mass grave, there were people alive.
In the mass grave, yes. And so one of the commanders asked me to come and see what was going on. In fact, it was very fresh. It had just happened. The soldiers arrived maybe like 20 minutes or even 15 when they had finished doing that.
The massacre?
The massacre.
So you came 20 minutes after a massacre was done?
Yeah, yes.
So you could have saved thousands of people if you managed to somehow...
Yeah, absolutely. But only managed to save 14 who were also injured and were lying in the dead bodies, but still alive, and they brought them out. So as I went there and I saw what was going on, so I told my commanders never to call me again or tell me these stories. They should rather do what is right to do and keep it to themselves. And I told them the reasons. I said, I can't keep seeing such a scenes on a regular basis and make rational decisions that I should be making. So I need, even as a human being, to just save myself from being exposed to this constantly, because it would impair my judgment in the conduct of the war. So I'm just giving you this to give a measure of how I had to manage the situation, even about myself. And I avoided being exposed to some of those things, just not wanting to be influenced or made angry, and to remain sober so that I do the right thing at least.
So you don't let emotion overwhelm you and then potentially take you down a darker path.
I wanted to avoid that, yes.
I remember also a call that you received from your cousin, hopefully I get the story right, while you were going into Kagame, I think it was, and she was calling you, telling you like the genocidal troops are coming to her. And so you sent some troops to go try to help her and the people there. And before they got there, she called you, she's like, there's no point anymore to support us. And I'm guessing she was killed?
Yes, she was killed with 9 other people, the same family in the room. And I had days earlier, maybe weeks, I had communicated with the UN peacekeepers here, gave them the address, the location where these people are, and they said, and these people used to work for the UN.
The cousin?
Yeah.
Your cousin that was killed worked for the UN?
Yeah, she was called Florence. She had worked for UN for 17 years.
And they let her?
Yes.
What did they say to you on the phone, the UN?
No, I used to tell them to go, and you say, yeah, they are going to try. Later on, when I met one of the commanders, he told me, he said, we went there and found the roadblocks around the house. I said, you fellows with tanks, with APCs, you go and find militias and run away and don't save people? I thought that was the lowest point for anybody's integrity or respect.
So,
in fact, the man who was responsible for the killings of that one, I'm told he's now arrested in Belgium. He was arrested recently.
The UN member that didn't go to save your family.
No. The actual person who was leading a group that went and killed.
He was also arrested. So there's
Yeah.
a lot of these guys are still alive
They are,
in the FDLR.
they are very much alive.